are you? We hope all of you in good condition. It's great to see you all. So in this video, we are from Group 3 and we want to talk about need analysis. So before we move to the material, I want to introduce myself. My name is DESITA AHADIA. You can call me DESITA. My student number registration is 191-202-1176. So let's start to the material. Have you heard before about need analysis, or have you ever know about need analysis before? So what is need analysis actually? Need analysis. One of the basic assumptions of curriculum development is that a sound educational program should be based on an analysis of learner needs. Procedures used to collect information about learners needs are known as need analysis. And then, the purpose of need analysis. Need analysis in language teaching may be used for a number of different purposes. For example, to find out what language skills a learner needs in order to perform a particular role, such as sales manager, tour guide, or university student. And then, to help determine if an existing course adequately addresses the needs of potential students. And next, to determine which students from a group are most in need of training in particular language skills. Next, to identify a change of direction that people in different groups feel is important. And then, to identify a gap between what students are able to do and what they need to be able to do. And next, to collect information about a particular problem learners are experiencing. And next, the following purposes for need analysis in the case of K-12 PSL programs are to compile a demographic profile of all the languages and language groups represented by the student. Then, to assess their level of language acquisition in their native language and in English. And then, to determine their communicative abilities in English. Next is to determine their formal knowledge of English. Then, to find out how students use language on a daily basis. And then, to determine what English language skills are necessary to enable students to participate in all school and community activities in English. And then, to find out what a prior experiences students have had with the formal education. And to determine the attitudes of the students and their families towards formal schooling and education. Then is to find out what prior literacy and literacy skills the student possess. Then to ascertain the student's level of cognitive development and acquisition of academic skills in their native language. And then to ascertain what cognitive and academic skills students have acquired in English. And that is to determine the cultural, political, and personal characteristics of students. So the next question is, what are needs? So the term need is not straightforward as it might appear, and hence the term is sometimes used to refer to wants, desire, demands, expectations, motivations, lacks, constraints, and requirements. Needs are often described in terms of linguistic efficiency, that is us describing the difference between what a learner can presently do in a language and what he or she should be able to do. This suggests that needs have objective reality and are simply directing to be identified and analyzed. And next is the users of need analysis. Need analysis may be conducted for a variety of different users. For example, in conducting a need analysis to have revised the secondary school in English curriculum in a country, The end users include curriculum officers in the Ministry of Education who might wish to use the information to evaluate the adequacy of existing syllabus, curriculums, and material. And then teachers, we will teach from the new curriculums. And then also learners, who will be taught from the curriculum. And then writers, who are preparing new textbooks. And then testing personnel, who are involved in developing and of a school assessment. And then staff or tertiary institutions who are interested in knowing what the expected level will be of students accessing the school and what problem they face. In the case of a need analysis conducted by a Affiliate Institute of Language Needs of Trainee accountants in international accounting firms, the target user might be trainers responsible for designing training programs and materials, and then a funding body such as the local professional society for accountants who are interested in saying a concrete product as an outcome of their funding, and then employers who are interested in improving the job's performance of new staff, and then the target populations. In conducting a needs analysis to determine the focus of an English programs in a public secondary school in an ENL context, the target populations might include policymakers, Ministry of Education officials, teachers, students, academics, employers, vocational training specialists, parents, influential individuals and presenters, academic specialists, and community agencies. The following categories of students were included to have determined students' motivation for selecting a language course or dropping a language course or choosing not to take a language course. Students currently enrolled in a foreign language course. Students previously enrolled but no longer studying a language. Students who have never studied a foreign language. Okay, I think that's all. So the next material will be continued by the next presenter. So let's check it out.
Hello everyone, introduce my name is DEWA PARTYASTINI, my student registration number 191202116, and here my profile. So I'm second presenter. I will explain the next material about administering the need analysis. So for the first, need analysis is one of the basic assumptions of curriculum development is that a sound educational program should be based on an analysis of learned need. So planning a need analysis involves deciding who will administer the need analysis and collect and analyze the result. For example, in a need analysis of a language need of non-English background, students studying at a New Zealand university, the following were involved. You can see the slide. You can read the slide, and I will next the material. Okay, next the slide. This is procedure for conducting need analysis. So, a variety procedure can be used in conducting need analysis, and the kind of information obtained is often dependent on the type of procedure selected. So, for example, when a need analysis of new writing problem encouraged by foreign student enrolled in American University is conducted, information could be obtained from the following source. You can see the slide. You can read the slide, and I will continue the next slide. Procedure for collecting information during a need analysis can be selected from among the following. You can see the slide. For the first is questionnaire, next is self-rating, interview, meeting, observation, collecting learned language samples, task analysis, and the last is case study. Okay, I want to next the slide, designing the need analysis. So, designing a need analysis involves choosing from among the various options discussed above and selecting those that are likely to give a comprehensive view of learned need and that represent the interests of the different stakeholders involved. So according to Griffin, Richard and Lewis 1997, the following procedure were used. You can see the slide, the procedure. You can read the procedure in the slide. So I want to next the material. Next slide. Make use of the information of time. So according to Griffin 1997, one of the findings of a need analysis of problem of ESL student as attending university lecture was a list of the frequency with which students experience difficult with speaking and listening skill. So the most common difficult reported where you can see the slide, you can read the slide. Okay, so in the course of creating our need analysis, a large number of potential need may be identified. However, this need will have to be priorities because not all of them may be partial to address in a language program, or perhaps the time frame available in the program is suitable for addressing only a portion of them, and the more fact that need have been. So I will next the slide is a number of different points of a view emerging as to what should be to change. You can see the slide, you can read the slide. So I will next the material. I will continue. The next slide is need analysis, that procedure information that can be used in different ways. You can see the slide, such as it may provide the basis for the evaluation of exciting program or a component of a program, and you can see the slide and read the slide. That's all for the material I can say for you guys. Thank you for your attention. The next material will be continued by my friends. Thank you.
Hello everyone, in this video I will be continue the presentation, and then before I start the presentation, let me introduce myself. You can see on my slide. My name is ANAK NATALIA. My registration number is 1N1-202-1159, and I'm from 4D class, then group 3. So let's begin. For the first, example 1 is needs analysis of non-English background student and their English language needs at University of Auckland. For the first, you can see the English competence of the students on entry various considerable. Number 2, a previous small skill report within the university addressing the issue of English language skills of students and entrance requirements strongly indicate the more data were needed regarding the problems experienced by ESL students. Number 3, this prompted the needs analysis intended to assess these problems using two questionnaires to survey staff and ESL students' perception across the university. And the last, the study looked at the language demand placed on ESL students' problems, experience, and suggestions for improving the situation. Next slides. You can see example to a curriculum guide and teaching kit for tutors of English as a second language, teaching Vietnamese refugees in London. For it is a 3 is contact, method, and product. In the contact, the arrival of large number of Vietnamese refugees in London, the Kensington Institute, together with the London Education Authority Language and Literacy Unit, in planning an ESL program. For refugees, 6 teachers and tutors in charge were appointed to manage the program, with time allocated for planning the syllabus and developing materials and coordinating the program. And the next slide, Appendix 1, designing a questionnaire. For this appendix, the following questions need to be considered in designing a questionnaire. Number 1 is preliminary questions. Number 2, the types of information asked for. Number 3, how the questions are worded. Number 4, the type of item is the questionnaire. And the next is Appendix 2, needs analysis questionnaire for Cantonese learners. For this appendix, tell about questionnaire used in needs analysis of learners of Cantonese in Hong Kong from Lee and Richard, 1995. And then the next slide, Appendix 3, Needs Analysis Questionnaire for Non-English Background Students. So this appendix tells about students' questionnaire used at the University of Auckland, New Zealand from Gravatt, Richards and Lewis, 1997. And then you can see on the slide overview of skills needed and difficult encountered, general statements, speaking and listening skills, and others. That's all about the presentation from Group 3, and thank you.